Hi everyone! I'm back with another Colleen Hoover book review. Today we're going to be discussing It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. If you guys haven't already seen my review on Verity by this same author, you should definitely check it out. It's honestly one of my favorite book reviews I think I've ever done. It was just so much fun to talk about that book. This book today actually reminded me a little bit to Verity with a few things that happen in the plot. You wouldn't think this book has such a dark tone to it, but it does. For those of you who haven't read this book, it is quite intense. There are a few intense topics in here, such as domestic abuse, violence, rape, mention of suicide. If that's going to trigger any of you, I would probably give this one a miss. But in saying that, it's good for you to be aware that this book does contain those kind of things, just so you can go into it knowing what you're going into. So we follow our main protagonist, Lily. She meets a guy called Ryle, who is a neurosurgeon, which I must say I quite enjoyed that career choice because I have been marathoning Grey's Anatomy at the moment and I'm up to season 10 and it's been like a month, so I'm pretty proud of that. I love Derek so much. And Christina. Christina is my absolute favorite. Anyway, this book is really interesting because we go into the past. So there is mention of this other guy called Atlas who was Lily's first love. We also get some letters in here, which is one of the main reasons why this book made me think of Verity, and just the dark tone. And I really liked Verity for that aspect. In terms of how I felt about this book, I actually really enjoyed reading it. I felt like I was on the edge of my seat the whole time. I really think Colleen Hoover is such an amazing writer that she really knows how to captivate her readers in doing that. But I will say that there were some issues I had in the choices that the author made for the main protagonist, and some things felt quite cheesy for me. But I mean, I feel like that's always going to happen with these kind of books, especially by Colleen Hoover, that they are more on the romance side, but also this one did take more of an intense route. This book in particular, I did give it an average rating, but I still enjoyed it. I still want to read more of her books. They're intriguing. I kind of love them, but I'm also like, wait, what? You know what I'm saying? I think that's all I should say. But if you haven't read this book, you really should go read it, come back so then we can talk about it, because I'm really interested to hear what you think. Before I go into the spoilery section, I just want to say as well, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And maybe, just maybe, I'll read another Colleen Hoover book of your choice to review next. That could be fun. Let's get into the spoilery section, shall we? Here we go in 3, 2, 1. The two men in this book, we have Ryle and Atlas. What are your thoughts? I was not a fan of Ryle from the beginning. To see the person he turned out to be, it made a lot of sense. It didn't feel like a plot twist. In saying that, it's so sad because yes, in many ways Lily did become her mother, being in this abusive relationship and not seeing it coming. My first red flag of not liking Ryle was the fact he was begging her for sex, leaving her these notes saying, "You're irresistible, I have to have you." For me, it just gives me a really gross vibe that I would instantly be like, ew, turn off, bye. So that was interesting. What I really liked about this story was we did have these letters that went back in time to her first love of Atlas. I thought his storyline of him being homeless and that being how they met was kind of strange, in my opinion, but cool to see where he ended up, I guess. Two things that ruined his character for me was, one, the fact that Lily got a tattoo in memory of him, I guess. That heart on a spot he used to kiss, and the heart having a hole in it because that's the way he made her feel. I thought that was kind of just like, what are you doing? Each to their own, but that was a bit strange. And the second thing was how... oh my god, this is so weird to me, that Atlas, he almost took his life. He was homeless in that house, but he looks up to Lily's window and he sees her and she saved his life. So dramatic. I thought that was creepy. Another thing I didn't like about Ryle's character was there was an instance where Ryle hurt Lily and then they fucked after it. Then we have that other time where he pushes her down the stairs, him blaming it on his past, and his past involving him killing his brother when he was young. That is not an excuse for hurting someone you love. But also, we never went into more depth about what actually happened there. Like, what happened? with that. He would use all these excuses and keep being like, I'm sorry, it's never gonna happen again. It's like, shut up, it's happened 3 times now, fuck off, you're an asshole, I deserve better. And she really did, but she kept staying. Having that message kind of sucked, but I also get why it's there, because in reality, people in these relationships, there's 3 things that can happen. 1, the person feels threatened to stay in the relationship, that they can't leave because, you know, blackmail or whatever. 2, they forgive too easy, or the love is a facade where they don't want to leave. Or 3, they leave. It was very interesting to see where this story went. So another thing I kind of had an issue with was the fact that Lily did get pregnant. They got married so fast. Another huge red flag. Oh my god. Something I didn't like in this story was when she went to the doctor, I think it was after her falling down the stairs, and she denied checking whether she was raped. I think it's important to advocate the message of checking for that kind of thing, especially if you're not aware. She was unconscious. Anything could have happened. If it is part of the case, you have to check. And I didn't like that her and Atlas just left. So we have all those letters, and we have this magnet which is all about Boston, and in a way it is symbolic of Lily wanting to go to Boston to one day reunite with Atlas. And the way Ryle reacts to this, the magnet, to the letters, the number in her phone case, he's very quick to judge, and it sucks. A character I did really like was the best friend, Ryle's sister. I really liked her. I thought her character was awesome. She brought attention to her brother's actions and was like, yes, I'm your best friend, so I'm gonna be upset if you leave, but I am your best friend, so you need to fucking leave him. That was really great to end this story. Something I thought was just cheesy as fuck was the fact she named her kid after him. And then, oh my god, this, oh my god, I just remembered. This was something that I was like, no. This is what I was talking about at the beginning of the video, where books can have cheese in them and I just am not really there for it. Lily got pregnant. The fact that she gave that baby the middle name Dory, I guess you could say it's cute. Just keep swimming. It was the thing that Atlas kept saying. It was their little inside joke. And also her obsession with Ellen is quite intense. But anyway, I thought that was hilarious. I guess I liked that Atlas and her got together, but as I was reading this book, I was thinking to myself, fuck girl, you just need to like move on from both of these guys. Find someone new. Oh my god, something I forgot as well. So Ryle is also on the creepy end for taking a photo of her on their first night they met and having it bloody pixelated and blown up on his wall. That is not cute. And yes, Lily, when she saw it for the first time, also was like us being like, what the fuck? But then it turned out to be something cute that it was in their apartment together. What the fuck? That is probably the first red flag. So many red flags. It was interesting how they named Lily's daughter after the brother he shot, Emmy. Look, it's nice, but I wanted a bit more backstory about that. I also really liked that at the end of this book we did get a letter from Colleen Hoover explaining her situation about her own parents. I really respect her for putting that in here and letting this story come from a place that is true. I really respect this book for the message it does have. This does happen to people, but we have to look out for those red flags and to stand up for ourselves and be powerful in saying no and leaving, knowing what we deserve. So I would really love to hear what you thought about this book, so please feel free to write down in the comments below your thoughts. I'd love to know. Tell me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, this review. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you super soon as usual. Bye!